In 2011, I was supposed to get married in 2011, by the way. And then now 2 months to my wedding, it was cancelled. I wanted to tell my story to the people out there, and the only way I could get to a big number of people out there was through Facebook, because that was the time that Facebook had just it was fairly new, and most people are getting to learn about it. I did a post in 2014 about Lillian Muli, and I was just trying to tell people about how much impact she has on everyone out there. So this post went viral, and it is actually the post that earned me a column in one of the daily newspapers in the country. Winning the Facebook Influencer Year Award 2022 really propelled me to greatness, and it also came with other lessons as well. It meant that I needed to do a little bit much more than what I did in order to get to other audiences as well. My name is Beryl Itindi. I'm a communications expert. I also run a daycare and a kindergarten as my side hustle. The kind of content I create on Facebook is ideally, I talk about real life experiences, particularly my real life experiences, and I tell people about my past. I rarely talk about my present. It's mainly about my past and what I've gone through and the lessons I've learned through the years. I got started on Facebook, let me say like around in 2011. In 2011, I was supposed to get married in 2011, by the way. And then now 2 months to my wedding, it was cancelled. I wanted to tell my story to the people out there, and the only way I could get to a big number of people out there was through Facebook, because that was the time that Facebook had just it was fairly new, and most people are getting to learn about it. The strategies I've used to increase my following on Facebook is to stick to my content. I've always walked through my journey with my followers. I respond to their questions. I listen to them. I don't ignore them. That's the best way I've done so far. My most successful post on Facebook, I can say I have two. Ideally, one is a post that I made back in 2014. That's the post that propelled me to where I am currently in the social media world. I did a post in 2014 about Lillian Muli, and I was just trying to tell people about how much impact she has on everyone out there. So this post went viral, and it is actually the post that earned me a column in one of the daily newspapers in the country. So the next successful post I've had was in 2016. After I had my baby in 2015, I did a post in 2016 explaining what I went through my pregnancy and through the time I gave birth to my baby. That post went viral as well. So I must say those two posts are memorable posts to me. I've had challenges in trying to engage people who, the Kenyan context, or rather the Kenyan readers, ideally love plastic stories, for lack of a better word. They do not resonate well with real life stories. They love telling stories that they impose on someone. So they would want to tell your story in their own words. So if you tell your story in your own words, they would always want to twist it and make it look like you're not giving what they want to hear. And that's the challenge I've had with several of my followers. They normally come on board and they want to tell my story better than I've told it. Not better in a good way, but in a way they feel like I should be telling it. And normally it's not a good way. For lack of a better word, let's say they troll. They would troll you, and they would want to just push you to the edge so that you give them a response. And I don't do that, because giving them a response means you've opened a battlefield. For someone to effectively manage a large Facebook following, you have to give your followers what they came for. For instance, those who follow me, they came in there, or rather they follow me because of the content that I put on Facebook. Stories about my real life experiences and all that. That's why they're on my page. They're not on my page for any other thing. So it is always important to keep engaging them, keep giving them what they came there for. I've seen a lot of people divert from what they started initially, and at that point they start losing their followers. Because if I came there for music and then you start poetry, there are chances that I may just decide to leave because you're not giving me what I came for in the first place. What sets me apart from other Facebook influencers, I believe, is something to do with writing. Not many influencers write on Facebook, and when they write, probably they don't write very long posts. My posts are very long, and what I do in order to maintain readership for my followers is just to like get hold of their attention from the point they start reading my post to the very end. Personally, it's so hard to capture my attention even in reading. So that's something I experienced in myself. So I told myself, if I cannot be captured throughout a readership, I have to put an extra effort in order to capture my readers all through what I write, because my posts are normally quite long. You need to really sacrifice time to get through my posts. Here are some tips on how you can make money on Facebook as a Facebook influencer. Always ensure that your content is clean, such that you are going to attract people from all walks of life. You have to be diverse. You have to be in a position to capture attention of people, anyone in their teens, all through retirees. Tip number 2, I can say you keep engaging your followers. That way you will attract the attention of other brands out there, because they know you're engaging your audience. You have a connection with your audience, because most brands out here, they want someone who has a connection with their audience, such that they can always get the feedback of whatever they are advertising out there. Apart from being a digital content creator on Facebook, I run a daycare and kindergarten business as my side hustle. I'm equally a branding and communications officer at Mission for Essential Drugs and Supplies. Handling 3 things at the same time has been quite challenging, especially, let me say, like being employed, running a side hustle, and creating content on Facebook. The 3 are quite engaging, and finding a balance is quite difficult. So what I've done is I've tried to manage the 3 such that none overrides the other. I give the 3 not equal attention, because it's not possible to give all the 3 equal attention. You just have to deal with something when you need to deal with it. Like when I'm at work, 8 to 5, I've dedicated my 8 to 5 job, or rather I've dedicated myself 8 to 5 to where I'm employed. So that is that. Where I have my side hustle, I've trained my staff in a way that they know what I want and how I want it to be done. And that one has taken a little bit of pressure off me. Of course, there's that bit of supervising, and it's quite challenging trying to supervise away from the ground. But I've managed to handle daycare or my side hustle issues after 5, after I leave my work. Ideally, about content creating, I do that mostly at night. 90% of the things I do on Facebook, I write all that in the night and maybe just post them later on in the day. Winning the Facebook Influencer Year Award 2022 really propelled me to greatness, and it also came with other lessons as well. Because during the time we were garnering for votes during that time, I used to follow the conversations going on Facebook, and I realized there are some people who didn't even have an idea of who I was. It meant that I needed to do a little bit much more than what I did in order to get to other audiences as well. So it made me, as much as it made me really, really happy, it gave me lessons to push myself even harder in order to reach a wider audience out there, in order to create much more content so that it may get to other people. And it also earned me a lot of new followers who love reading, who found me, and I've been trying to catch up all through. Even through the comment section, I meet them in the comment section. They talk about having been there since I won the award and trying to catch up to where we are, because my content, like I said, is ideally like a river. You have to flow with me all through. Growing up, I really knew I'd be a storyteller at some point. I just didn't realize that it will be this big, because I was brought up by a mother who loved storytelling. So my mom would just get hold of all of us and tell us stories every single day. No single day went by without her telling us stories. There was so much stories in the house. So I got this from her. In fact, my first award I got as a storyteller, I got it when I was 11 years old. The advice I would give to other aspiring Facebook influencers is to take it slow. No one wakes up one day and becomes an influencer the following day. It doesn't take 2 or 3 posts in order to start influencing. It is a journey. Be patient, keep to your content, and keep giving people the content. Do not sit back and say, probably give up at some point, saying, no, this is not rewarding anymore. You have to keep going. You have to keep going in order to get that audience be part of you. Because when you keep going on and off, it means your audience also keep going on and off, and at some point they permanently leave. Keep giving your audience the content they need to hear, and just keep off fights. One thing that really pisses off people readers and all that, is you bringing fights instead of the content you need. Unless your content is fighting, just avoid that, because they are following you because of the particular thing that they want from you. Keep giving them what they came from. Do not bring in an aspect that they did not bargain for while following you. I would really wish to use other social media platforms to create my content. So the other best thing I can do probably is to go to YouTube, which is quite engaging. And like I say, right now my hands are full, and I don't ideally have the time to create YouTube content. With writing, it's very simple. I sit down, take my phone and write. YouTube needs one more sacrifice in life, which I don't think I have the grace to do currently. But in future, maybe I might decide to open a YouTube page. Other than that, ideally Facebook is what goes well down with me.